What's up, guys? It's Dopamine. Dating is getting crazier than ever, and it can be hard to navigate some of the different situations that come up, especially when you're emotionally involved. So, with that being said, today we're going to be going over some red flags that you should be on the lookout for. Leave a like and sub if you like the video. Shout out E. Kilka for the list. Here we go. So, first we have insecure about appearance. Now, I would say personally that's hit or miss because every girl to some extent has some insecurity about her appearance. There's a lot of comparison that goes on. But if she's really insecure, she may take it out on you. It may not go over too well. But I don't know. For the most part, I don't think it really much matters. Should be okay. So, shy, that's going to make the cut because if you think about it, a girl that's shy is just going to want to kind of like keep to herself and maybe cling to you depending on her personality type. It really just boils down to just like who she is as a person. I mean, this is really only a mindset regarding introversion or extroversion. So I think that it will probably be all right for the most part. Doesn't know Russian. Hey man, those Russians are pretty good looking, so no for me. Goes to a psychologist. Yeah, that's probably gonna be a no for me just because she's gonna have some deep rooted trauma. She's gonna want to trauma dump on you. She's gonna want to just make everything your problem, blame you for everything. I don't know. Women go to see psychologists because they feel as though they can't go to you. You should be her psychologist. You should be the one giving her the advice, not her friends, not whatever. She should be talking to you, right? So avoids you in public. I don't even know what you would be thinking here. I mean, there is no point to this. Like, she's seeing someone else, right? You're done. Always complaining. Same thing. Dude, if your girlfriend is always complaining about every little thing, it's time to give her the old, like, slap. Little love tap. Little, sit down. Shut up. We cannot have this go on. Because if she's always complaining, then you know what you're not doing? Having fun or having a nice, loving relationship. If she's always complaining, that means she's got problems with herself and she's just looking for some way to get out her own insecurities, whatever. It's just type of a toxicity that it's just going to bring you down. You know, you're not going to want to deal with that. Drinks alcohol often. Now, that's hit or miss because often is subjective. It really just all depends on, I guess, like it says, how often that she's doing it. I mean, if she's going out drinking all the time, then she's likely, you know, dressed in a certain type of way. She's getting other type of male attention. She's gonna just, you know, not know what the hell is going on half the time. It can be kind of ratchety, but I mean, like, if she's down, you know, chill type of girl, where like, you know, you guys can go out and, you know, have a couple drinks, you know, that's cool. But you know, I don't think the first one is going to be all too good for a relationship. Never cooks. Yeah, that's a no for me. Some guys don't care. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't care. I mean, you know, one of the best things, right, is what grandma's recipes, grandma's cooking, you know? It's like Shannon Sharp said, we're losing recipes, man, and we can't. You know, it's if she's not cooking, when you have kids, bro, what's she going to do? Get the Lunchables, gonna get the Beastly or Lunchly, whatever the hell. You know, she's got to know somewhat how to cook, bro. If I can cook a steak, she can cook me a meal, right? That's how we're gonna go about that. If she's a blogger, she's gonna be attention obsessed. she's gonna be liberal. She's gonna be all these things. We're just not even gonna get into that. We don't need that. Writes about you on social media. That's hit or miss, just because like you would hope it's a good way. I mean, just like it said, it's a 50-50 chance. If it's a good thing, then she's gonna post you and want to show you off. And I mean, it just depends on the motives. Like, she might want to make her friends jealous, and then that can be bad. But I don't know. I think for the most part, that's probably okay, unless she's out doing a hit piece about you in her blog. Wants 5 kids. I'm gonna say that makes the cut, because like, obviously you want to have a big family. It's nice to be with a woman that, you know, like, wants to be in her role, and she's not like brainwashed completely by the Matrix or whatever, and thinking that like, oh no, having kids is a terrible thing. This like miracle that I'm able to do is not good. So like, wanting to have kids at all is, you know, I think objectively a good thing. I mean, we can't go extinct. You know, we gotta keep going here. So wants to get married. That's obviously a W girl. You know, she wants to settle down. She wants to be with you. She values you enough. I think the only problem with that you may run into is that if it's you know, more as like a social status symbol, because in the same way that like guys use women as social status symbols, like when you're going out and about, and like, you know, even other women or whatever see you with a woman, they think, oh, he's got it going on, you know, he must be great, whatever. But ultimately, I just think it's a good thing. And if she wants to get married and just like take half your stuff, like oh dude, that one football player, whatever, that everyone was talking about, I don't know, maybe someone can leave a comment about that. I can't think of his name. Yeah, you just wouldn't want to, you know, get into it for the wrong reasons. So a bad relationship with her parents, you're gonna want to run from that. If I would say if she has a bad relationship with her father, she's going to be short-term fun. You know, she's going to be rebellious and whatever. But if it's with her mother too, I mean, is that who you're going to be around? She's going to be confrontational. It's just not going to be good, because then her like homeostasis sort of atmosphere is just going to be rooted in conflict, because that's just what she's probably used to and grew up with, and you're not going to like that. That's not going to go over very well long term. So ultimately, what I think you should do with that is probably just run away. It's not going to go well. Gossip Girl, I would almost say it's a no for me, but that's more so hit or miss, just because like all girls, like, you know, some extent gossip, you know, the tea, gotta get it, gotta sip it, you know, whatever. I mean, that's no big deal. I see gossiping more as a form of just kind of like talking, you know, from the woman's side of things, because like, if you do something or something spicy that's happened in your relationship, you know, she's going to tell her girlfriends, right? But you just kind of have to hope that she's the type of girl that's going to be strong enough to not let her friends like totally influence her one way or the other. And I mean, to some extent you can't fully avoid that, but you just got to be aware it's going to happen, and you just got to brush that dirt off your shoulder. I mean, it's really no big deal, you know, if you're not like a toxic guy. Cheated in relationships, run. She did it before, she's going to do it again. You know, they say people can change, people can get better, whatever. That's fine. If you want to take that risk, be my guest, dude. I'm not taking that risk. I've been with women that have cheated on guys before, and, you know, guess what happened? You know what I mean? It's like, what did Ricky say? What comes around is all around, you know? So, you know, if you think she's not going to do to you, then I don't know what you're thinking here. Clinical depression. Dude, we're just running so far away from women. What are we going to do? Are we just going to date the AI chatbots forever? Is that society? We're going to be in our little pod with our little dopamine IV hookup, just endless. Oh my God, dude. Clinical depression in a woman. I mean, now, if you're with a woman and she's super depressed, I mean, that can usually be resolved just from like a hormone influx or something. Like, but clinical is different in the sense that, you know, she's got to see a therapist. She's got to get better. She's got some trauma gotta deal with. But if you're like deep into the relationship, like you want to be a good supportive partner and like try to help her out, be there for her, like leaving someone when they're down, not too good. But if it's gonna get in the way of having like a healthy relationship, then probably gotta go. Consults with parents about everything. Um, that's like kind of hit or miss because if she's gonna be that close to her parents to where she asks them about every little thing, it's like kind of a green flag in a way that like they were probably good role models, right? So like she can value their opinion. But it's like at some point you have to kind of break off and be your own person and like how about consulting yourself, right? Make your own hard decisions. This is life and we all got to do it. So I just think that if she always has to ask them think if you were going to marry her, right? And she asked her parents about you and you're like the perfect guy, right? Like and it and you have no bad ulterior motives, nothing. And they say no, I mean that could totally ruin your whole chances and ruin everything that you had built. So not good, right? So health problems, not STDs. I mean, it just depends. Like if she's fat, she's like Gorlock, the Warlock Destroyer, or whatever the hell. Uh, I'm not gonna deal with it. I'm just not gonna deal with that. But I mean, you want to generally be, kind of sympathetic to different things. I mean, because there are things that can't be controlled. I've had my different share of health things in the past, and I've gotten through them. But basically, I guess if it's self-inflicted, then you don't want to deal with that. But if it's not, then you would want to be supportive. You know what I mean? She's on life support, bro. You can't just walk away. It's not very Chad of you, right? STD, I don't even have to talk about that. Just like unless you want your shit to look like a rainbow gusher, then I'd probably avoid that. Many exes, yeah, if you're dating like in your 40s or something, then maybe not. But if you're like 21, 22 and you've been with like 10 or 20 guys, I mean, we all know the different emotional trauma that comes with, and it's going to be harder for her to attach to you. So I would just avoid that like altogether. You don't want someone that's had all the experience. You want to be able to give her some experience and the good kind. You don't want to be another statistic to complain about to her friends. No exes, single for life. At the same time, I'm not going to say run because I've dated girls that have never had boyfriends before, actually, believe it or not. I mean, and it was good, but the only problem you're going to run into with that is once they realize that they have a self-worth beyond you and that they can fully be their own person, they're just going to want to like leave you and get with somebody else that they think is better. It's like as soon as you become a girl's first, the hypergamy symptom just unlocks. It's like update, new power, whatever. So you just gotta be wary of that. I mean, if she's down, I can't even say, I can't even say that. It's not gonna work. I take it back. It's just not gonna work. Talks to exes, run. She's gonna go to him when you mess up, and then she's used to him, and he's a little bigger than you, and you know how that's gonna go. she's gonna be spending the night on a one-way ticket to regret. Okay. Discusses you with her friends. That's the same thing as gossiping. That could be good or bad, but it's like, is your relationship like your business or is it their business? I mean, who really needs to be consistently updating parties that have nothing to do with what you got going on with information that is sensitive? I mean, what I talk to my boys, right, about, say like a girl I dated or whatever, I mean, it's just going to be the common things, right? Like, oh, she did this for me, or oh, we went here, you know. But when she's talking about you to her friends, probably just not gonna be. I don't know. It's. I just really like. Can we just be mature here? Can we just have a dialogue with each other without having to bring this random bunch of people into it? And that, okay, I guess that's leading in here. Consults with her friends about everything, then that's just run, because that means she's not secure enough to make decisions for herself, right? Like what are they gonna say? It's not their life. Like, do you think that, like, if I made the decision, right, to go to college, right? Do you think I asked all my friends that I have that don't go to college if I should go to college, right? It's like, no, of course I didn't. I asked someone that actually knew what they were talking about. And most of the time, the problem is the friends, they're only going to see things through their perspective, or through like a selfish perspective or a jealousy perspective. And they're going to give, the girl some false intel, and it's just not going to go over for her. Not going to be good for you. Okay. So no female friends, only talks to you. That's honestly hit or miss, because like I've dated girls that are like kind of like that. I mean, it's like, or they say they like hang out with guys more, whatever. And it's like, contrary to popular belief, most girls that like only have guy friends, I mean, like it's a red flag. Don't get me wrong, but they're typically just a lot more chill, right? Like if you weren't dating her, you could just chill with her, and like she'd be a homie. But anyway, I digress. So like if she's only talking to you, eventually she's gonna like, I don't know. I feel like we all have this need to have our social circles, no matter how introverted you are. So it's just tough. I don't know. That's a tough one. So we're just gonna leave it there. Far left views. Bye bye. You can just go hang out over there. I've dated girls that are bi or minimally have like done things with girls, and it just does not go well. And you might be saying, oh, well, far left doesn't equate to LGBT sandwich community here. And the data would suggest otherwise. I mean, what? You're going to knock her up, and you're going to have the kid, and she's going to say something about money and her career, and now she's going to kill your kid. I mean, dude, like what are we doing here? It's just, we're not dating these people, right? It's just not happening. Far right views, that makes the cut. She's, because on the opposite end, she's gonna want to be traditional. She's gonna want to hold it down. She probably believes in God. She probably believes in all the right things. I mean, because those things are just kind of like inherently correlated. I don't know. I don't like super far or super whatever. Like either in either direction, I don't like it. I like a nice, like, moderate girl that can think for herself. That is right leaning for sure. But yeah, a girl that's a little based, that's a hell of a lot better. Okay. Oh yeah, and I was just talking about this too. Male friends. So I mean, it's hit or miss. I mean, she's keeping them in the friend zone forever. I mean, contrary to popular belief, they're not the backup plan. Like I've been friends with some girls for just like years, right? And I don't see them like in that way. And I'm sure they don't see me in that way. I could be wrong. Maybe they do. Actually, about at least one of them, I know I'm wrong. But if it's just like a gaggle of gentlemen, then I don't know. That's when I'd be pretty concerned, because like I said earlier, she's gonna be down, right? Like she's gonna be the homie, but when she starts homie hopping, that's when it's gonna become an issue for you, right? So unemployed and not looking for a job, like in this economy, it's not good. I mean, because let's face it, dude, 100K is middle class. I was talking to, someone about this not too long ago, and I was saying, like, eventually 100K is just going to be middle class. And lo and behold, now it is. So if you're like the average dude, right, like making 50, 60K a year, give or take, Um, good luck, when you bring her into it, and the expenses of being with her and giving her, the quote unquote princess treatment, and then having kids. Like, oh my God. Like, unless you're like Jeff Bezos, I mean, she's going to probably need to do some kind of some kind of career here. I mean, in a perfect world, you're the guy, you work, and she takes care of your kids. And, we do everything the way it's been done for thousands and thousands of years. But in this economy, it's just a little different. So I wish I could put it in a higher tier, but we can't. So we won't. No hobbies or interests. I feel like a lot of girls don't really even have like hobbies or interests. I feel like they just kind of passively exist and just doom scroll. I mean, that's not, that's not completely true. I'm kind of jumping the gun a little bit, but I really do believe that, like, if you don't have any kind of interest, then like, who are you? And I heard another argument actually that makes a lot of sense for this, and it's just that like most girls, right, will go on a dating app, and then once they're there, they get so many swipes and they get to cherry pick who they want, and they just get to go on all these different excursions and have all this fun at the expense of these guys, to the point where it's like they don't even have to think for themselves, because why would you have to if just all these fun things are just going to be planned out for you? So you don't have to consider if you like mini golf or ice cream, because some guy's gonna take you to the course and buy you a cherry sundae, right? I mean, is what it is. I personally would like to be with a woman though who is going to be very, passionate. Is it so bad to be passionate about stuff? Like me, for example, I'm passionate about just like talking to people, right? And like playing the guitar, my scholastics, things that make a person interesting. If she has none of that, dude, then you're going to be dating a brick wall that's just going to be talking about some Channing Tatum something something bullcrap. Shout out Peter Griffin, right? Okay. So rude to rude to waiters and random people. Yeah, bye bye. Oh, look at that. It's doubled in size, dude. The flags are getting redder. I mean, because like, if she's rude to them, then how do you think she's gonna treat you, someone she actually like knows on an interpersonal level? I mean, it's like I usually see this argument for when girls are talking about guys. So normally it's the other way around. And I just think it's true. I think it's true for everyone. If you're a rude person, like if you're a dick to total strangers, then you're probably just not a good person to be with. And I'm going to leave it at that. Categorically against pets. I mean, that's hit or miss, because like it kind of just all depends. I mean, really on like, I guess if you like pets or not, how big of a deal breaker that is for you or whatever. I mean, you always hear the stories of people that like, maybe they don't like dogs or cats or something, and then they're around one, and then they kind of come around and they see, oh, it's not so bad. But this is a case by case basis, and it's not really indicative of any kind of relationship functioning. I think that's something you could come to terms with on your own there. Psychiatric diagnosis. Yeah, I've been with one of those, maybe two. Perhaps. I don't know. So you look at this, and if they're delusional enough, get ready for a whole nother level. Because true delusion is scary. And it can be toxic. It can be fun, short term. But long term, you're not gonna be waking up in paradise. Doesn't like your friends, run. Oh my God, dude. You go out with your boys and she's texting you, why aren't you with me? You could be with me. Or now that you went out, oh, now I'm out with my friends, and she's going to try to get you to think about her. Because that's what they do. I mean, that's what any girl is going to do. But I mean, a normal girl wouldn't do it. But I mean, a lot of girls do it because, they're insecure. You know, they think if you can have fun without them, that means they have no inherent value to you. So they have to try to, you know, do some shit tests and some manipulation tactics, you know, psychological warfare to try to get you back on their end. It's not good. I mean, I would like a girl that I could bring around my boys, right? My gals, you know, we kick it, we have a good time, you know. Everyone just gets along, you know, because the girl should be comfortable in her own skin, just like the way I am. I mean, it's not rocket science here, right? Talks about politics. That's hit or miss. I mean, you're going to want to be similarly politically aligned just because if you're not, it can cause some issues, but I feel like because everything is so politicized nowadays that it's like the chances of having a dialogue are going to be very tough, especially for women because they're a lot more just emotionally inclined to make decisions rather than like logically fact-based arguments. So it's like for some of these things you're going to have to kind of like tiptoe around them and like, or it's like baby steps with them. And it's like, dude, and your take kind of geeked me out the other day. I saw that dude talking and he was like, why should they have the right to vote? If she has a different opinion than me, why is she going to have a different opinion? I'm the man. I need to lead. So, I don't know. If you can do it and your thoughts and viewpoints align, it's probably okay. But can't be the main thing, you know, because like we get enough of that already. Wants to be the leader in your relationship. I wouldn't say no, just because like there's always a yin yang component to a relationship. Like, you know, extroverted girls dating introverted men, vice versa, whatever. But the problem is though, is that if you're the guy, you should be the leader, you know, you should be the provider. You should be all of these things. And a lot of guys will say, oh, well, like I'm doing all this stuff and I get nothing out of it, or I get treated like crap, or I can't get laid or whatever. It's like, bro, you can't look at it like that. You know, you gotta just, you know, sometimes it's a swing and a miss. You gotta keep going because ultimately, like your energy is going to rub off on her a little bit, you know, and if you're that dude, she'll just submit, right? So if she's not going to submit, then she probably sees herself as, you know, you're equal or better than you. And that's just not good for the relationship dynamic long term. Trust me. Very passive, wants you to be dominant. Finally, we get a W, dude. How many of these did I just do just to get to 2 W's, bro? Oh my God. So if she's passive, that means she respects you. She's submissive, probably a little traditional, all great things, you know. If she can see you in that role, then, you know, she sees a future with you. And that's ultimately what we want here. So I think that's a good thing. You are her first. That's almost another W, almost a third W, but no, it's not, because it's just going to make the cut. The only way that this is a W, girl, is if you've done things like the biblical way and you got married and then, you know, lose your virginity to each other, or she loses it to you, whatever. Because basically if it's outside of that and she's not tied down to you, there's no real commitment, what's going to happen, and this has happened to me too. I mean, you're going to take her virginity. Oh, wait a minute. You are her for... Oh, my bad, viewers, my bad. So disregard all that. Basically, if you're her first, bro, you're going to get too attached and you're not going to be good at it, and she's going to get with someone else, right? Next, here we go. You're her 10th. Run. Bye-bye. Gotta go. She can't attach. We know the biology behind it. We know that the dopamine response is lower. We know that the oxytocin isn't going to work. Emotionally unavailable. You might as well be your 30th, if I'm being honest here. Doesn't say how much she earns. I mean, like, if you're dating, then like, why would you not know that? You know? Like, in the beginning, yeah, it's weird. You know, you don't just bring it up. You know, you bring out your suitcase and say, oh, hello, Janet. How much did you make last quarter? You know, no, you're not going to do that. But, I mean, like, long term, obviously, you're going to figure that out. And most guys don't even care. Like, you know, I've seen dudes say, like, yeah, we'll date the McDonald's worker if she's hot. And, like, that's totally true. Just because, like, you know, because we don't care about that. Because through all of human time, we haven't really had to care about that. You know, it shouldn't, it usually hasn't mattered how much a woman earns because that was never the main prerogative of being with a woman. But I don't know. If you can't have that conversation though, then, you know, good luck. Sometimes goes on business trips. You know, I'm not going to say what you're thinking because I'm going to say it for this one. Constant business trips. She's in the Future music video. Percocet with a stripper, you know, fly ass Future looking dude comes walking out with his Gucci belt buckle, his fedora, bro. He's swagged out with his chain on. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. It's not gonna go well for you. Child free, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We've all seen the bios. We've all seen them. Must be 6'2", make $10 billion a year. My kids come first. It's like, why do they purposefully try to repulse people to not date them? I mean, like, does them saying that make them think that somehow, like, guys are going to be attracted to that? I've never understood it. I've never understood that train of view. Because obviously, if you don't have a kid, a lot better odds here. So, it's going to leave that there. Finally a W. Never wants to get married. That's hit or miss for some people. For me, it's a run because what that really is saying is that she doesn't respect you enough or see a future with you long term. That's basically what she's implying if she says that. Or she just wants to be a whore. Or she wants to be polyamorous. Or she just wants to be whatever one of these crazy left sexual cult viewpoint things. Whatever the hell. So if she doesn't want to get married to you, then you're just friends with benefits, bro. That's all you're ever gonna be, because she told you the plot, you know. And it's up to you how you're gonna mitigate that and how you're gonna get out of that. So dependent on others' opinions, including yours, that is a run, bro. Because like she should not, like I said earlier, she should not be dependent on what other people think about her life. That means she can't make her own opinions. And like, you know, we hear and see a lot about this where the women, like, you know, you talk to them and they don't know what the hell to think about an issue, or you ask them something and they literally don't like have any idea to any concept of what you're talking about. So like some of those women are really hot, but they don't have a working brain cell, and that's a problem. That'll lead to different problems, you know, in and of itself. But this, I would just say, is probably mostly to do from a place of insecurity. And it's not good. It's like you should consult each other if you're in a loving, healthy relationship. Yes, but you're an adult, dude. Grow up. Okay, so never considers others' opinions, including yours. It's the same thing. I mean, like, what are we doing here, bro? Like, what are we doing here? How, like, she should be the president then if she never considers the opinions of others, dude. Because if there is a woman out there that can handle ridicule and not interpersonalize it and harness it instead, and just, you know, dirt off your shoulder, she should be CEO bajillion dollars, because that is a rare personality type. Will never immigrate under any circumstances. Rip my passport, bros, dude. Like this is a non-issue for me. Like I don't even care about that. But I guess like I'll just talk about it from the point of long distance relationships. They don't work. People say they work. They don't work. They just don't. I mean, you could debate me all you want about it, but they just don't work. Okay, that's all I gotta say. Astrology, tarot card, esotericism. She's insane. She's, you know, crazy liberal chick. She believes crazy stuff. Half her head's shaved. She like the thing that these people do is they attribute characteristics and qualities to people based off of made up nonsense, right? Like, if it's in front of you and you're seeing what is in front of you and your senses are telling you that you're seeing and perceiving and understanding what is in front of you, how could all of that be mitigated because, like, I'm a Sagittarius and you're a Libra? It's just complete nonsense. And honestly, I hope it dies out. Just like overall. Now, religious, I'm going to say makes the cut. I mean, for me personally, it's a W girl because like, I'm religious and like, you know, you could say this is the pot calling the kettle black type of moment here because, you know, some people are religious and they think everything I just said about astrology shit is the same as religious stuff. But the difference I will make here is that in religion, there is a common association and a common goal that, like, a common set of values that you are both working towards and that you both believe in. So you're both sharing the same central groundwork with each other, and then ultimately what like when you have kids, right, like you'll be able to raise them properly, like there won't be conflicts, there won't be whatever, or you know, maybe like your cultural similarities can create, you know, like a bond that's stronger than if one person is religious and one person isn't. I ultimately think it's a good thing. So misogyny, hatred of women in general, that's it makes the cut, dude. I mean, they all do. They all hate each other. Women that are friends, even, they hate each other. I mean, they just do. I mean, they just do. I mean, they're gonna be talking about it forever. They're gonna be yapping and gossiping and chit chatting, you know, for all the time. So that's just kind of whatever. Misandry, hatred of men in general, run. Like, why is she even dating you if she hates men? I mean, what good is it going to do for her, right? And if you support this, you are a beta cuck, right? Irresponsible, run. Damn, just now it's triple the size. If she's irresponsible, essentially what's going to happen is just bad things. Bad things are going to happen. She's going to be driving you one day, and you're going to like go get coffee, and the car is just going to break down. And you're gonna say, babe, what's going on with the car? Like, oh my God, like what's wrong? And she'll say, I don't know. Say, oh, the engine light is on. When did you last get your oil change? I don't know. What's an oil change? Like, I don't know. Is that what you're gonna want to deal with? Because I know girls that they didn't know they had to get an oil change in their car. Oh my God. Can you imagine having children with that? Good luck, dude. Good luck. Daddy issues. It's a no for me. It's short-term fun, but I don't engage in the short-term fun anymore. She's gonna be rebellious. Like I said, you know, you're gonna have a good time, but it's not gonna work long term because the way she sees her dad is who she sees the men she's with. So do with that information what you will. Very secretive. She's getting clapped, bro. She's getting clapped big time. On the side, inside, outside. You know, doesn't take a village here, right? Speaks and hints. It's like, I'll say it makes the cut just because, like, I'm just going to talk about this from the context of flirting. Like, if she's speaking in hints, like, you know, girls do that anyway. I mean, like, if she really wants something, you know, for her birthday, I mean, she just becomes a child, right? Like, they all do this, right? Like, we know they all do this. So, like, if she wants, like, the Tim McGraw fucking concert tickets, she's going to say, oh, I really love Tim McGraw. Oh, like, you know, he's so great. Like, I like this song and this song and this song. And you'll be in the car and she's going to play him a lot. And like, you're going to be sitting there, huh, she really likes talking about this Tim McGraw guy. Yeah, probably doesn't mean anything. Bro, it means she wants something. Pay attention. Because, dude, we all know this. Or maybe you didn't know this, but now you know this. That men are much more direct than women. Women tend to be, subversive and, you know, like it says, hinting or poking the bear, so to speak, you know, because she's going to want to see that you're in tune with her enough to know what she's thinking, even sometimes if it is completely and utterly impossible, but you still have to try. So I don't think it's a bad thing. I think that's kind of just like a normal thing. If everything else, you need to have real conversations about, but whatever. Doesn't share your sense of humor. It's a no for me, because do you really want to be with someone that's just gonna it would just be unpleasant to be around a woman that is not going to laugh and have fun with you. I like a girl with a little edge, a girl that's a little based. I can say some racy stuff, I can say some spicy comments. And she's going to laugh because I'm that dude. And when they shit test you and be like, oh my God, that's so crazy. How you say that? Double down, bro. You got to double down, but you got to do it in a playful way. Because then she knows that you're an untamable beast and you're not afraid to speak your mind. It's not to her, not to anybody. But if she doesn't share your sense of humor at all, then you're just not compatible. Ask for your phone password. Yeah, it's going to go there because, I don't know. People have different viewpoints on this. Dude, a girl can look through my phone. I honestly don't care. It means nothing to me. I feel like I should be able to do it too. I feel like it should be something that's just known. And just, it's okay. Because it's if you got nothing to hide, you got nothing to hide. You know what I mean? In some sense, you want to have your own sense of privacy, but it's your own sense of privacy, it's it could be in your mind. What you're doing on the phone, it coincides differently from what you're talking to others about versus private memories or whatever. I don't know. It's just, there's a blurred line with this. So ultimately, I think it's the individual's decision. But I think it's if you share everything, when you do it, think about what you're sharing. So a phone is just an extension of you, right? So maybe not the worst thing in the world. She asked for my password, I'm going to give it to her, bro. I don't care. She can see what I have to say. I'm going to stand by everything I ever said. Doesn't give her a phone password. And again, that's a flag, bro. You gotta dip. She's got something to hide. If you ask her and she gives in, she's already deleted the thing you're trying to find. So, yeah, if she's you have to gauge it by her emotional response and her tonality. If she's gonna be tweaking out here, then probably bad. But if she's just kind of blunt about it and hey, I really don't like it, but if you want to, you can. I don't know. It's just not good. It's not good all around. Very jealous. She's gonna she's gonna make the cut. I'm gonna tell you why. A girl that is very jealous means that she's in love with you and you're a fuckboy. Probably 99%, maybe. Yeah, so basically if she's viewing you in this way and she gets defensive around you and she gets really up in your stuff and why are you talking to her? Why are you talking to her? Means you did it. You won. You won the game. And the only other problem you could have with this is that she's got something to hide. So take for that what you will. Good luck. No savings. Run. She's illiterate. She's financially illiterate. She doesn't know. She doesn't care. She just thinks the world's handed her on a silver platter. She doesn't understand the concept of money. And, probably just not a very bright person. No education. I'm not saying this is a terrible thing, but it's a no for me just because, I'm educated, so I want to talk to a girl who is also educated. I'm sure that's how it goes. And, people pair and bond. It's just, over similar, talking points and styles and, socioeconomic backgrounds and, things of that nature. But I don't know. But then you get the studies too that's interesting that come out that say most women that get divorced are college educated. But that's just because that's an indoctrination system, so it's a little different. Just you don't want to date an idiot, right? You want a girl that she knows what's going on. Like, she can keep up with you in a conversation, and like honestly, I think that's all that matters. So speaks and hints, we already had this, so we're just gonna put it there because it was already there. All right, cool. So if you enjoyed my takes on these, or you want to debate me on any of these takes, feel free to leave a comment. I just want to say thank you to the 5 whole subscribers I got right now. We're going to do a face reveal of 10 subscribers. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, thank you all for your support. God bless you. Have a great day.